Peace, Lord of the Perfect Black. What's going on, family? What's good? Quick video today. Boyce Watkins. Video about like kind of shaming men for not wanting to date single mothers. I think a man shouldn't be shamed for wanting to do that, personally. But it's not something that should be promoted either. But we got to be realistic. You know, those of us in our 30s and 40s, that's really all that's available if you're the average man. Average meaning average finances. Because finances, you know, these women are for sale. You know, the better they, you know, that's how it really is. If you have the money, you always have access to, you know, young, childless women. But if you're the average man, you got an average job, make an average salary, you will get the average things out of life. And based on the women, you will most likely have to deal with single mothers. By the time these women are in their 23, 22, they already got kids the vast majority of the time, you know, and a lot of times it comes from bad mistakes, and they make better mistakes as they get older. You see their mistakes in their children, and by the time, like just like the same way a man, you see his mistakes in his going to jail when he was young, and you know, as he get older, he realizes the quick lick, the quick buck is not sustainable, leads into jail. The young woman, the bad boy thug or the player, you know, having unprotected sex with him, she realizes that just leads her to having multiple baby fathers. But I've dealt with single mothers before, years ago. Even now, sometimes. I dealt with them on a serious level years ago, but wouldn't do it again. Personally, I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze. You know, the benefits. You know, I think we should definitely set a positive role model, but for children, of whether we're related to them or not, but to deal with another man's genetics, especially I don't have children myself yet, can be very difficult, because you might be trying to stop a specific behavior from coming out of that child, but that might be a part of his father's DNA. You know, it's your psychology, the way you act, your temper, all this, a lot of times is related to the family. So you're trying to stop that, his expression, or the child daughters, and that's going against science, because those are not your children. So it can be very difficult. You know, they tell you, you're not my father. I've heard many of my friends say they experience stuff like that, but there's a lot of guys sometimes too, they don't have the economics together. I remember a lot of the stepfathers from my friends, a lot of their stepfathers or ex-convicts, kind of like living off of their mothers. You know, so I think if you have your paper together, there is no reason to. But as we get older, that's all that's available. You in your 30s and 40s and 50s as a man, you know, all women are going to have children. We got to be realistic. And you might want a woman in her 20s, but what is the conversation going to be like between a 46-year-old man and a woman who's 22 or a woman who's 18, 19? You know, we got to be realistic. So a lot of brothers, the majority of the ladies, you know, some guys, they want to stick and move. They want to mess with women without having to deal with their children. But how many guys really got the time to do that? You know, you got your job, you got, you know, to be. Some guys, that's why they settle with a woman with kids. They just deal with it. You know, it becomes a regular part of life. A lot of women are not willing to let a man just smash them without investing in her and her children and taking on her as a complete responsibility. So, but I like Boyce Watkins. I don't think a man should be shamed for not wanting to do that. But whatever his I know he's married. Congratulations on his marriage. But me at 36, I wouldn't deal with a single mother on a serious level. I don't see the investment being worth it. I don't see what I would get that would be worth it. Just having sex, consistent sex is not enough to take on that, you know. But I want to end on that note. Thanks for coming through. Peace.